Hey everybody, welcome to AJS News. This is video 1 of 2 for today.
But first, a word from our sponsors, which is Extra Wallets. Keep it in my pocket every day. I always get compliments all the time about it.
Yeah, 100% free shipping, 100-day returns, 2-year warranty on all products, and the new ones, lifetime warranty. They're super upgraded, and they're great.
I love my Pro.
Yes.
Use it every day.
Guys, check it out. Thank you so much to Extra for working with us to create some badass wallets. And click the links down below. AJS News, as you can tell, I am very happy because Superman, it was all Superman all the time. My suit is now being washed because I wore it 17 times in a row. I was wearing it all week. You can expect me to wear it a few more times. I got to get some mileage out of the thing. It's expensive. Yeah, so Superman was both a huge success and a flop. It makes sense, right? Because everybody hates it, everybody loves it, and it's both, right?
Super
so
flop.
We'll talk more about that in our news. But go check out our videos on it. We've got a review, non-spoilers. We've got a 1 hour, 20-minute spoilers, plot holes, and stupid moments review. And then I've got a second viewing review, which I renamed the top 10 reasons why I like Superman, not loved Superman. Just to get people to understand, put it into words how I liked it. And then number 4 is the box office video. I did some extrapolation, some predictions, and I think Superman will end up between 550 million to 600 million, maybe on a really good thing, maybe 620, something like that. In any case, unfortunately, well, we'll talk more about it in the future. So, Alex, what the hell? While I've been focusing hardcore on Superman and playing a little Mecha Break, I got a video on that coming. What has been happening in gaming news?
This week, repair experts have called Switch 2's Pro Controller piss poor in a review. Look, some of the stuff's not going to apply to you, right? Like some of the things, they're like, look, they're replacing the batteries a nightmare. You have to do all these other things. That I'm less concerned with. Some of these batteries last a really, really long time. But then they started talking about the Joy-Cons, and that's where I started paying attention because I own a Switch, and I've had drift on...
Are you talking about Switch 2?
Yeah, so this is for Switch 2. But like I've had a Switch, and I got drift on all of the ones I've ever owned for them, and I've had to buy new ones, and they're really expensive.
The original Switch.
And I was hoping that...
they didn't address it. They didn't address it. They didn't say, oh, we have improved our Joy-Con, no longer drifts as much.
Yeah, I'm confused by you. Are we talking about the Pro on Switch 2?
Yes.
Or are we talking about the Joy-Cons on the Switch 2?
This is the Joy. We're talking about this specific controller. It's the Pro controller.
Yeah.
The joysticks.
The Pro controller sucks.
Yeah.
And then you're talking about the sticks on the Pro controller. Well, that's not Joy-Cons. Let's not use the word Joy-Cons. But what you were saying is Nintendo has a history.
Yeah, all of my Joy-Cons are
broken Joy-Cons.
All of my Joy-Cons are giant pieces of shit, and Nintendo should have been fucking sued into the ground in every country on earth for putting out a faulty product and not fixing it. Well, what they did is they said, you can send me your Joy-Cons at your expense, and then 2 weeks later we'll send you fucking new ones, even though we purposely use faulty products every single fucking time. And they did it again here, according to these people. They said that they're very low profile joysticks that are prone to drifting or use this controller. The sticks appear to be using the exact same components found in the cheaper Joy-Cons. So they've learned nothing. And so we don't know. This isn't, we don't know what's going to happen. But if this ends up happening again the way it did last time, and people are spending almost $100 on a controller, and they get a year out of it before your character starts to just meander to the right. This is going to be a major issue, especially with a history of them having done this before.
That's pretty surprising that they use the words "the exact components" from the Joy-Cons in Switch 1. If that's true, this is big. This is huge news. This is Nintendo being stupid yet again, being anti-consumer yet again in order to save money and charge Apple-like prices because they think they're the Apple of the gaming world. Yeah. But I'm curious. So they're using the same components, but what components are they talking about? It could be that plastic type components could be the same thing in the Switch 2 Joy-Cons. So if the Switch 2 Joy-Cons are made in completely different ways with completely different components than the Switch 2 Pro controller, then we've got ourselves a huge story. But if that is also the case, I don't know if they've done a review on the Switch 2 Joy-Cons, but you'd imagine that they would mention in the article if they're like, we also found the actual Switch 2 Joy-Cons are about to have the same problem as the original. Doesn't appear that's the case. It appears that it's limited to the Pro controller, which uses the same components.
Same components
as
found
the
in
original.
Found in the cheaper Joy-Cons is what the article specifically
and
says.
Cheaper Joy-Cons.
Yeah, which are the ones that are prone to drift. So they said, look, there's third-party controllers that have better thumbsticks, better everything. Elves 2 Pro was one that they specifically did. But...
Yeah, and when you're paying these crazy prices that Nintendo chose, we complained about how expensive the console was. That's why I'm not buying one. Same thing with the games. More so the games. That's why I'm not buying one. Mario Kart. By the way, Bonanza's about to come out. That's the lower priced one. Yeah. I think that's coming out later in July. And but when you're paying these high prices, you expect quality, or you expect on the sequel that you'd have take care of all the issues across all your accessories, not just the main system.
To be fair,
which I assure you, the main system
never said they addressed that issue.
They didn't.
They never.
No,
did.
I think they actually did in their video, right? Or no, they just showed how cool it was.
Yeah, that's it. They never said this is new and improved, or like we fixed.
I'm sure at some point in some of the interviews and marketing they said improve.
No, you can't admit fault because then that's when you get into all sorts of trouble.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that. So the Pro controllers, if they start failing in a year, then I hope some lawyers and some people get together with a class action lawsuit.
Yeah,
because y'all let them slide on the first
25 cents?
You get 25 cents. Yeah, you get a check for 25 cents.
You got a good lawyer, Joe? 25 cents is pretty good.
Oh, I get class action. It's like, hey, we know that this unnamed credit agency leaked all your data to the worst parts of the internet.
You want 10%? You want 10 cents?
Here's $7. It's like, excuse me, what?
I don't know. When Alex says $7, I will take $7. I'm like, Alex, here's $7, friend. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, but most class actions, you'll get 10 cents if you fill out this form, mail it, stamp it, and it costs you 35 cents to get your 10
cents. The stamp alone is already over budget. It's like, damn it.
Stamps have gone up, guys. They're even more expensive than that.
Oh, God.
All right. I got some more good news on the Stop Killing Games front. A prominent EU politician who is the vice president of the EU Parliament, has signed the Stop Killing Games petition, Nicolae Stefanuta, and he actually had some great things to say about it. I stand with the people who started this citizen initiative. I signed and will continue to help them. A game once sold belongs to the customer, not the company. And that's great.
This guy clearly has not read all the materials from the companies.
Yeah.
So he's new. They're going to try to grease his pockets before he continues to mouth off. But hopefully he continues that.
Yeah, and so right now it's still just a citizens initiative. It has to move into actual legislation, and this process is going to be long, and it's not guaranteed, and it's going to take a while. They still need more signatures in the EU to hit some of the country's thresholds. So if you live there and you think that you should...
Doesn't it suck that this is always EU and other countries? And we have to look from afar over here in the United States. We're like, they're trying to protect their consumers.
Yeah, the problem is...
It's a lost cause.
Our consumer protection agencies have been gutted by the new administration that has come in.
We voted that corporations are people.
So we did that one a long time ago.
Don't hurt their feelings, Alex.
Yeah, they are people, and they have feelings.
Excuse me?
They have rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit to fuck
of
consumers.
Happiness.
No,
and their happiness is to fuck you.
Yeah. So we don't get to do fun stuff like this.
Give me money.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that fun stuff does, work out, and then because the only way it gets really trickled on over into the U.S. is if it does well in the EU, it gets codified, it gets put into law, and then we bother our senators one at a time, I suppose.
Yeah, but I feel like once they get something going, they're gonna look at that as like, how can we get around that?
Yeah. Who can we
It's almost
pay?
like a test bed
Yes.
for the Americans
Yes,
to be
it's
like, okay, so
find
that
the
tactic
loophole.
worked
Find
to
the
get
loophole.
it into the next step, so
Yep.
we're going to cut that tactic off when
Yes.
it gets here. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
Yeah, the EU video game groups do not want this to pass. The video game groups and like 4 weird bootlicking YouTubers for some reason. Again, I'm not going to bring them up because I don't care and I don't like them. But according to these groups, private servers are not always a viable alternative option for players, as the protections we put in place to secure player data, remove illegal content, and combat unsafe community content would not exist and would leave right holders liable.
Shut the fuck up. We didn't ask you to do that.
Yeah, we're
though.
not asking you to retain liability in perpetuity.
They're like, that's the biggest straw man ever. They're like, well, we can't give you $5. What? I didn't ask for $5.
And then they finally said, in addition, many titles are designed from the ground up to be online only. In effect, these proposals would curtail developer choice by making these video games prohibitively expensive to create. So I think the problem with this is you can just give people the ability to run their own private servers. We're not telling you to run them.
Yeah.
Where you just,
How dare you suggest that? The company, that's in a realm that's outside of even
Traitor.
possibility.
You're
Because
traitor.
they would tell you, Alex, and lawyer speak, no, because you would be taking our work, our trade secrets, our code, our thing. We would have to share that with you, and we don't want to.
But you
we
took all
should
my
not
money.
be forced to share that.
You took my money
Yeah, because you asked for a
Because you-
for the
product,
game,
and
and
I
then
gave
took
you
it
a
away.
product.
But
I
you
gave-
took it away.
But what
whatever-
happened was
Where's
you
my money?
signed the contract that said I was going to take it
Bullshit.
away at the beginning.
so, yeah.
You almost had me there, Joe.
If you continue to run the game, you got to keep your trade secrets, you got to keep all those things. But if you take the consumer's money and then decide it's no longer profitable enough for you to run, that's when you have to,
Yeah.
be like, fine, we'll release.
No,
you
I
or
don't
something.
have to do
Yeah, well,
nothing.
that's what this
I
is.
have to make money.
Yes. So that's what this Stop
I
Killing
know.
Games is hoping to do, and it seems like a really good thing. And look at this, a long process, like I mentioned, to go from a citizens initiative to legislation, and hopefully experts on both sides can, because you don't want just one side writing a bill. You want people to be like, hey, this is not it doesn't actually work this way. And then that's how these things should be done, and we
Yeah.
just have to hope that that's the case. But I don't know. I hope that it keeps its momentum going, and then we get more people within the government, young people in the government who know what a video game is.
Video games.
Yes, because we're talking about young people. Yeah, it's the old people, like the really old people.
They're,
like
they're always the ones making the laws and
old
trying to
people.
figure out what to do with
Yeah.
these newfangled
Old
video
people.
games.
Yeah.
Same back in my day. Yeah, it's like, well, that's.
I mean, we're
Things-
old now,
things
so
change.
they should. At this point, the people in charge should know a little bit about gaming. But 20 years from now, it'll be even more so.
Yeah. All right. Apple has appealed the EU's unprecedented 500 million euro fine.
What? 500 million?
That's a
That's
lot.
actually, that sounds like a good size.
It's a
fine.
good size, Joe.
Yeah.
And so the reason they got fined, and I'll kind of explain what it means for them, is they violated EU law by not permitting App Store apps to link or even make reference to alternative means of payment. So the EU is like, hey,
Right.
we're going to let you sell your cell phones to our people. We're going to let you use the things that we license, the mobile networks and all these other things. And then Apple's like, cool, I want to make 30% of everything that goes across that. And they're like, bro, no, you can't. You can sell your phones and you can make a lot of money and do all that. You just can't make all of the fucking money for no reason when you yourself aren't making the apps. And then Apple's like, well, you're going to have to legally force me to. So the EU did. And then when they didn't do it fast enough and they tried to, just drag their feet. Yeah. The EU said, hey, fucko, I was serious. I'm the EU, and I get it that you're a $1 trillion company and like the 4th biggest company that's ever existed on Earth. Maybe 3rd.
Yeah.
But you have to do what I say, and
You
then
want to continue doing business here, do this.
yeah. So they fined them $500 million, and Apple's like, this is unprecedented. It's too much.
$500 million?
$500 million. So Joe, it's tough for them because last year they made $180 billion, and so that would be like 0.2%. So not 1%, 0.2% of 1% of what they made last year.
we're at the 0.0 area. Nice.
Yeah. 0.02.
0.02. Wow.
0.002 of the total,
sad.
which is 0.2%. Yeah. Yeah, it's
that's like a slap on the wrist, but
And
that
that's what
would
they
be
get, though,
like
but-
if an ant was crawling on your because that would actually hurt.
What if you're allergic to ants?
So an ant, well, that would hurt even more. We're trying to go backwards. So a kind, gentle ant with a tiny ruler in its hand slap your hand. It's wait a minute.
Ants are so
Ants
strong.
are actually very strong. They can lift 10 times their
butterfly.
body weight. A butterfly landed on your hand.
And that's it.
And didn't even slap it with a
And then
tiny
you get so
butterfly
mad you
ruler.
sue the butterfly
You sue the butterfly.
And then you sue the butterfly. And then you make more money.
for
Yeah.
everything you got.
Yeah. According to Apple,
You come here for the great analogies, and we give them to you.
yeah, this is the EC is mandating how we run our store and forcing business terms which are confusing for developers
Oh,
and
it's
bad
confusing.
for users. Users don't want to pay Apple. I don't think they do. Look, there's some Apple stands out there that it doesn't make sense to me where they're like, no, Apple deserves 30% of everything that runs through their App Store, even though they didn't design any of these apps.
They probably work at Apple.
Yeah. But so that's bad. I don't know how it's bad for users because this means that developers can keep more of the money, continue to make more apps. I mean, they're making the apps, the things that you're using, them having money is good because
Yeah.
you get better apps. Probably with less ads because they get to make more money and not have to give so much
Should
of it
be
to
a
Apple.
privilege though that they're on Apple.
Yeah, it's a walled garden for a reason. Though beautiful, right?
Prime real estate.
Prime real estate. And so the appeal's ongoing, and I'll let you know what ends up happening. But they've got a lot of money. So
Yeah.
Cool.
the big story of the week is Subnautica 2. We talked about last week that Crafton had fired the former leadership at Unknown Worlds. These are the people that were in charge. And I mean, also lots of stuff happened. So they got fired, and then the former owners decided they're going to sue Crafton for firing them. And then it was revealed that if Subnautica 2 had released and hit certain sales metrics within this year, there had been this $250 million bonus paid to the company, not the employees, the owners, because that's how this all works. And then they're like, "Oh, that sounds nefarious. Crafton just doesn't want to pay this thing," and that could be absolute. That sounds likely, but like we don't know. But all of this stuff has started to happen. According to Crafton, though, absence of core leadership resulted in repeated confusion and direction. They said that they abandoned the responsibilities entrusted to them, and then they went on to like say exactly what. So they had made multiple requests to Charlie and Max to resume their roles as director and technical director, respectively. Both declined to do so. They just said they didn't want to do what they were being asked to do. One of them was working on a game called Moonbreaker, which failed. Then Crafton asked Charlie to devote himself to the development of Subnautica 2. However, instead of participating in the game development, he chose to focus on a personal film project. And so Crafton believes that the
These are probably all the reasons they come up with, right?
Again, we have no.
The guy's like, wait, are you talking about the thing that I work on in my free time?
Yeah.
You're including my free time?
No,
You're
he filmed
supposed
his
to
kids.
live and breathe about this.
Yeah, 90 hours a day. So they believe that the absence of the core leadership resulted in repeated confusion and direction and significant delays in the overall project. Now, to combat this, the other guys that used to run the shows, like, the game's ready for early access now. We don't know what they're talking about. It's ready to go. We can get this out. We can get this bonus. We can do all of these things. So we've got wildly different views on both sides.
Crazy.
But they are suing them, and they're saying,
and these are a lot of money. Their bonuses are a lot of money. That's
$250 million bonus.
I don't understand. I didn't think Subnautica was that big.
It's pretty big.
You can make $250 million when you're making Subnautica.
So $500 million purchase price for the company and $250 earn out compensation.
God damn.
To the three former executives.
Well done.
So, and it said that,
and so now that's why they're like, we have to pay $250 million? We got to find some way to not pay $250 million.
delay the game into next year.
Hey, you were working on some film project. You told us one time, right? Yeah, it's taking too much time from you. Yeah, you got to let you go.
But that's when I'm off.
Yeah.
one of them was off. Why does it matter?
The dude took a picture of his dinner, and it's like, nope, you've been filming stuff on your own. It's like,
no, that's on company time, and so you're stealing from the company. Get out of here. Wait, what? I don't know. I'm being hyperbolic about all this stuff, and the details will obviously, that's a court case. More than likely civil, and
or they will settle out of court and we'll never know any of these things.
They'll settle. Well, then the company wins because I have to pay you $250 million. I'm gonna do everything to figure out not to do that because that's what companies do by default. So maybe all this was bullshit so that they can have the guy come to the table. Okay, here's $120 million.
So, there was a lot of people real riled up over this $250 million, thinking that it was going to go all to the developers and things, and it was just this publisher taking away all these things. And then I read...
So there's multiple layers? That doesn't go to the developers?
So it says, in addition to the initial $500 million purchase price, this is what Crafton is saying, we allocated approximately 90% of the up to $250 million earnout compensation to the 3 former executives.
90% got allocated to the owners?
Yeah.
This is fucking
But what
ridiculous.
about the goddamn developers?
They'll
get some of them. That's $25 million to split amongst the little peoples.
Oh
Pizza
my God.
parties.
So everybody's a bad guy in this story.
Pizza parties are expensive. You gotta pay
Jen,
for pizza.
I want that little tiny slice that's this big.
I'm
Great
like,
job,
man, that guy
everyone.
did a lot of hard work. Why can't you pay him the $250 million? And then you realize that when the guy gets the $250 million, then the next person, hey, we did a lot of hard work and we get this. No, this
Sprinkles in.
Shut
pizza
up.
party. Shit, boy.
Of course, the developers, these 3 guys are like, oh, of course we would have given out a bunch of it.
No.
It's like,
We would have done it.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have given out some of it.
Maybe.
But it's like you're going to keep the majority of it like it ends up happening.
And a majority, maybe they should keep them. This is complicated. You know what I mean? It's like, well, what is a majority? If I was running a game company, I would make sure $250 million. I'm gonna give everybody on the team $1 million bonus. We're gonna make everybody's millionaires now. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know, let's say I did that. I don't know how many developers were on Subnautica. What do you think? At least core team members, probably 20, 50, something like that.
Yeah.
You could still. That's number one. That's still not a majority. You could take 250 and give everybody $1 million.
But you'll be barely
bonus.
Scraping by, Joe.
Yeah,
with only $200 million.
Barely scraping
with only
by.
$150 million.
Well, that's after you're selling for $500 million. On top of the $500 you already sold for.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we've got 2 radically different sides. One saying, "Hey, we gave you a whole bunch of money and the promise for more money later. You were supposed to run this project because you had the secret sauce. You made the first one, which is pretty universally. Even I fucking hate that game because of my corrupted save files. But that game is awesome. But I fucking hate it. But it's awesome. And so it's like, yes, I want another one, and I'm sure millions of people want another one. But those people were supposed to run it. And so it's like, we don't know. It's like, was he really focusing on different games and not running the show, or was it in good hands? Is the game ready to go as of right now? And they're just trying to skirt a $250 million bonus. I don't know. We have to say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I don't know. All right. That's it. You got a little one or two?
I got a little one or two. So right now, if you don't know, Overwatch, it just said that the director set the record straight. Look, competition is healthy, they said, and it's rivalry with Marvel Rivals. So Marvel Rivals just released, Season 3, Phoenix. I'd like to try it out maybe today or, this week just to see, check in on the game. But Marvel Rivals released 400,000 people, players at launch. Meanwhile, Overwatch 2 at the same time saw a decrease in turnout and a little slower season, though it picked up afterwards, which I'm kind of surprised about.
People are creatures of habit.
Yeah. So he said, so much of what we're doing this year, from perks to stadium to map voting, we did full hero bans, and the heroes we're releasing have been in the works for over a year. He's talking about Overwatch 2 as part of a new strategy for the game to have a big annual kickoff of the year. They're trying to say, look, hey, we think competition is healthy. Keller says it does force people to innovate more and to always put your best foot forward. And I don't think what you're seeing in Overwatch 2 right now is exactly in response to Marvel Rivals. But you just said it in the same sentence, that it forces you to innovate more. It forces you to put your best foot forward. Why do I bring this up? Well, because little game, little EA Sports. Basically, all sports games, if one company gets a goddamn monopoly on it in a genre, then they don't feel motivated to spend the extra money. And so Overwatch 2, them people are having to really work on it, listen to their player feedback. That might be why they're gaining players back, is because their Marvel Rivals forced them to actually pay attention.
If they had known that Rivals was going to be so goddamn big on its launch, they probably would have put more effort into that single player than canceled content that they kind of sold everybody on. They're like, hey, get this second one, and we're going to show you all this new... Oh, never mind, it's all canceled. Yeah. It's like, oh...
So next story, I got the Expanse RPG. We did a video for it when they revealed this during the recent sort of E3 reveal kind of stuff. The developers are humbled by the comparisons to BioWare, but don't expect it, guys, to be a straight copy of Mass Effect, because we were even saying Mass Effect, and then other people were saying Mass Effect too. They say, well, we make our story a little bit differently from that. And so let's see. The creative
your expectations, bro.
Yeah, the creative director Alexander has addressed the comparisons directly. He said he was humbled. Mass Effect is a great inspiration for us because it's an iconic game for the Xbox 360 generation, and a lot of the Owlcat team members played it in their youth. It would be impossible to deny that Mass Effect has had a lot of impact on us as game developers, but he stressed that he won't be completely mimicking that particular case. He says, we make our story a little bit differently. We're making more choices and consequences, and we want to make sure that this game still has a lot of them provided with a lot of agency. So, let's see. One example cited is how players can choose different planetary origins for their characters, and then the way this plays into how other characters are perceiving. So if you happen to be playing a character of Mars or Earth, you're going to be able to select your origin from the start of the game, but then the way characters react to you are differently. But if you begin as a Belter origin with that weird accent, then you're going to be much more welcomed on Ceres, and you'll have more opportunities, more places to visit, more side quests, and then vice versa.
Yeah,
depending on where
replayability there too, if your backstory actually matters, unlike it did in Cyberpunk.
But as far as it's funny that he says that, because that just encourages more Mass Effect. That just encourages more comparisons. And I guess Mass Effect didn't have different origins. You were either female shepherd or male shepherd, but other RPGs have that. So that's good. I'm happy that they're humbled, and they're drawing comparisons with really good RPGs. So I'm excited for the Expanse, if you can't tell. Okay. And then, let's see, I do want to mention just one more, which is, after 7 years in development, the most exciting Grand Theft Auto Total Conversion mod. So if you like mods, here's a little mod corner. What is it called? Let's see. It's Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Stories. And this was, let's see, a prequel. And it looks like it's probably going to be available for people to play around August. Let's see. By August, the plan is to have the first introduction mission showcase. That's the cutscene dialogue and the mission itself. After that, I want to put bits and pieces and crumbs out there, which lead up to the bigger release, or even more showcases and more videos. At that point, I may drop a link somewhere on the internet and have everybody go download it. So the guys have been working on a total conversion with rockstar quality, without compromise, for 7 years. and it's got a dedicated area on the GTA forums, and it's been in development. If you're keen to follow the development of GTA 1991 is what it's called. So GTA 1991.
Some of those mods are so well done that these people get picked up by the developers themselves, and sometimes the mods are so good
cool.
What is it, cease and desist?
Well, or they steal the mods and they put them in the remaster.
Oh,
and
right,
that's
right.
actually how
Star
you
Wars.
get Geralt's penis flopping around because they forgot. Or who I think was it Geralt's penis?
No. It was something different, but
There was like some new.
You're combining two news stories.
Yeah, there was some nudity got thrown into some remasters because they just took some mods that they found online and they're like, hey, we like these.
And the penises were too big because they were adult modifications. All right. Well, anyway, thank you guys. That's not all we got. We got another episode for you. Come check us out on part 2. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to our sponsors. We love them so
Big
much.
summer sale.
Extra wallets, big summer sale. So go grab yours now. And thank you so much. And we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.